Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, thank you guys for attending. This is our second Internship Connector platform webinar. My name is Sasha Rivera. I'm the membership director as well as the executive assistant here at the Bronx Chamber of Commerce. And I am going to be introducing our speaker for the day, Sarah Bonizio. Ms. Bonizio is not only an advisor of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, but she's also the director of the newly formed Bronx Chamber of Commerce Foundation. And she is the conceptualizer of the platform. So without further ado, I'm gonna introduce Sarah. I'd also like to let you know before Sarah begins that we're gonna wait for us to finish the slides in order to start answering questions. So if you have any that come to mind, just jot them down on the Q&A and we'll be sure to answer them when we're done.
So,
Thank you so much. Sarah?
Run into any plans, I'll definitely let you.
Thank you so much, Sasha, for that lovely introduction. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our second webinar. We are up and running with the Internship Connector platform. We are still, smoothing things out and getting things tweaked, so to speak, but we are officially launched, and it's been an exciting few months of development. Real quick, I just want to share what the inspiration was for this. It was actually, our personal experience over this summer when the Chamber was actively in pandemic mitigation mode, assisting small businesses who had shut down and, delivering PPE, et cetera. We took on 3 interns through Manhattan College. Manhattan College is a Chamber member, and Rob Walsh is one of our board members at the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, and he generously offered to facilitate, setting us up with 3 interns who were funded through the Federal Work Study Program. So at a time when resources were very scarce and, we were very overextended, trying to make sure that businesses got the help that they needed during a very important time, which of course we're still very much living through. We were able to bring on additional help, and we spearheaded a bunch of exciting initiatives during that time in a very short period. We think we had 3 for a month, and then one of them stayed on with us, and she's still working with us today, and she's wonderful. So we are, living proof that this works. So while we were going through that process, it dawned on me that we should create a more formal platform to connect our member businesses who may have opportunities for internships, especially at a time when they need help. Hiring, I'm sure, is frozen at most places. So this is a great way to bring on additional help at a time when you would need it. And also our member college students are probably lacking the access to internships that they would have had, prior to the pandemic. So it all came together very nicely. And here we are today, a few months later. So I'm gonna jump right in. Oops. There we go. So I'm just going to do a real quick, I'm assuming that everybody who's on here has already thought about this, and said, yeah, I am interested. I think an intern would be a good addition to my company. But I do want to go over a couple of the highlights in case anybody was unsure whether or not it's a good idea for them. Then we're going to dive right into what is the Internship Connector platform and how it works, because this will be very important. And I do want to interject, and I will say this throughout the presentation. Sasha, who introduced me and kicked off the webinar, is the main chamber in-house contact for the Internship Connector, and she's been working alongside me this whole time to implement this. And she's, here for you to help support and facilitate and streamline the process, because there are, boxes that need to be checked, I's that need to be dotted, T's that need to be crossed in order to successfully facilitate an internship match. And I will get into all of that soon. We do have a page on the website, our newly relaunched website, bronxchamber.org, that pertains specifically to this. And again, Sasha will always be available for support offline if you need it. Okay, so why should you hire an intern? Well, I really think that in today's day and age, you want a student who's going to be, offer you a fresh perspective and be up to date and savvy on trends. A lot of small businesses, especially, don't have, much social media presence, or it's very inconsistent. So that's an obvious great opportunity for an intern to sort of get to know your business and to help brand it. And there's, a million other things that can be done. I mean, we're certainly in support of quality internships, not, fetching coffee in newspapers, even though that can be part of it. But, there's a lot of opportunities to integrate an intern into your operations that can free up your staff to do other important projects. I mentioned earlier that our interns were funded through the Federal Work Study program. This is a really great opportunity. It does involve paperwork, and it does involve, becoming an employer partner with a college or university to do this, so that eligible students can work for you off campus, technically, and be paid through Federal Work Study. We will get into that a little bit later. They can also work for college credits or a stipend or hourly rate that you provide. Obviously, this is a great pipeline to hire. You can get to know your prospective hire through this internship, and test the waters, so to speak. It's definitely a good opportunity for filling your entry-level positions. And, one of the biggest, reasons that I saw that this, bigger picture would be great for the chamber and be great overall for our network. You're engaging local student talent who's, may or may not be from the Bronx, but they're here or virtual at this point, attending classes. And, a lot of students want to become more engaged with their surrounding community. And this is a great opportunity to do so through our local businesses. So I really think it's great for the Bronx overall. And, I do want to clarify one point. This program currently is set up for our chamber member colleges and universities. So this is a higher education level platform at this time. In the future, we're looking forward to expanding that potentially to include high schools, but at this time this pertains exclusively to our colleges and universities, because that tends to be the level of intern that businesses want to hire, especially because they are closer to graduating. And again, if we're looking at a recruitment pipeline, that's more ideal than a high school student who still has their college left to go. Okay, so what is this thing, right? It's pretty much built into the name. This is a platform, and we are providing opportunities to connect students at our chamber member colleges and universities to internship opportunities that our member businesses and organizations have to offer. So we are a hub, if you will. So we will facilitate the posting and sharing amongst our member network of internship opportunities that our businesses have. We'll send those out to our member college representatives. Therefore, they can then share them with their students and see who might be a good fit to encourage them to apply. We also post this information on our website in a members only section. And we also have scheduled email communications to share that with the appropriate groups. And we'll get into what all that entails in just a second. So our businesses have to create these opportunities. That's pretty much step one. We can help facilitate that. We provided a sample internship description that covers pretty much all of the bases. You do need to customize it for your business or organization and the particular position that we're talking about. And then for our colleges, we want to be able to share with the businesses virtual hiring events, other career internship fair type of opportunities. Right now is kind of a interesting, fallow time because, the students are off currently. They're on their winter break, and of course the pandemic has changed the schedule for a lot of things. So I think at this current moment there's not too much that's on the calendar, but that's going to change, I think, pretty rapidly as we start to get into spring. A lot of the schools are going to be posting their events, so we will organize, post, and distribute all of this information to the appropriate groups, because we need to send out information that's appropriate for the businesses to the businesses, and those for the colleges to the colleges. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways that you can engage with us to facilitate this information flow. So on our website page in the public area, it's bronxchamber.org/internship-connector, and we'll post that in the chat. You can, chamber member businesses or organizations can use a Google form to submit their internship posting. You can also just email a PDF directly to Sashay. I just didn't want to post her email address publicly right on the website out there for all of the weird bots that tend to crawl websites and send weird things out. She gets enough spam as it is. So I wanted to help her out a little bit. So we have 2 Google forms, but of course, you know, you're sort of in the inner fold here if you're part of this webinar, so we can share her her email address directly with you. So you can either use the Google form to submit your internship opportunity or email a PDF with all the information directly to sashay@bronxchamber.org. The other form is for chamber member colleges and universities to submit, again, their hiring fairs, internship fairs, etc., any career-oriented events that are open to local businesses who can meet and greet with students who are looking for opportunities. So we want to fill that calendar up in the coming months. So again, bronxchamber.org/internship-connector is the page, and it has a lot of information on there in the public-facing section of the website. There's also, as I mentioned earlier, a members-only section of the website where there's a login required, and our members will have access to this area. That's where the shared calendar is with all those internship fair career events, and where the internships themselves will be posted. But again, we're going to be distributing those directly to our email list of member colleges and also member businesses. So, you know, if you need any assistance, please go ahead and contact Sashay. As I mentioned, sashay@bronxchamber.org. She can help facilitate submission of these materials. Okay, so how can our member colleges access these internship listings, which is becoming a growing list, I'm excited to report. You can just look in your email inbox. If you are on the distribution list from the chamber, you will be getting a link to the updated internship listings. It's a simple Google Doc. You'll have view-only access for it, and you can click on the links and access the full internship descriptions. So this is how I would recommend that you look. And then, you know, also there's this sign-in only area on the Internship Connector page where you will be able to access these as well. And if you're wondering why we hid it behind lock and key, it's because this is a member benefit for chamber members. So we have to make sure that we keep it tight in that sense. For member businesses who are wondering how to view the college's events, we will have those again on a shared Google Calendar. That the link is available in that members only area on the website, but you will also be receiving an emailed link to it, and you can just bookmark it in your browser. Okay, so if you're, I want to return to what I began mentioning earlier. You know, if you are a member business or organization who is thinking about hiring an intern, you can pay them directly, which, you know, I personally advocate for, you know, fair work for fair pay. I believe that interns should be compensated for the work that they do. That said, these are very difficult times for many businesses. Not everyone is going to have the funds to do so, and this is why I'm very excited about the opportunity to match student interns with businesses and have federal work study funds offset that cost. It's really a great way to get this done. Again, there are some hoops that you'll have to jump through, to be frank, but you know, it works. You know, you put the time in, you complete the application, you work with the college rep, and you can go ahead and hire eligible students. You know, every student, I believe, has their own allotted hours that they can work through federal work study if they are eligible. So that will help determine, you know, how many hours are available for them to work for you if you choose this particular arrangement. You know, you might be able to get 10 or even 15 hours a week, depending on how many hours they have in their bank. And it's great. And usually, I don't know if it's 100% uniform across the different colleges, but the number that I've heard the most is that it can offset 60% of the cost to pay the intern. So that's pretty great. And even more if you are a nonprofit looking to hire an intern. So that's, important to note. Students can also work for college credits. I did it way back in the day when I was in school. It was, a process that I had to get approved by my professor and, get the business to agree to it, but it happened and I got the credits for it. So it's definitely an option. Just to note that will usually be a very specialized kind of an internship where maybe, let's say you have an accounting firm and you want to hire an accounting intern. They might be able to get college credits, but you'll have to demonstrate that the work is very closely aligned with the coursework that the student is going to be studying. So that is something that'll be between those two entities, the student and the business. Again, you can hire an intern for experience. Again, I've done it in the past. I've worked for basically the equivalent of a Metro card back in the day. And not to say that it wasn't great to get the experience, but again, I believe that, if you're working, you should be compensated for that. So we're trying to help, companies and organizations figure out how to hire and how to have it benefit the student in multiple ways. So this is important, and I'll keep it general here, but suffice it to say, you may be hearing the term case-by-case basis a lot. Each educational institution is a little bit different. They have different protocol, they have different internship programs. It's not going to be uniform across the board. So if you are a business or organization looking to hire an intern through a school, and have the school be involved either by being the conduit for the federal work-study funds or through college credit, there's going to be a different protocol for each institution. So, part of what we're trying to do here is help connect our members to each other so that they can figure that out amongst themselves. It may not be the perfect fit right away. You may have to kiss a few frogs before you find your prince or princess intern. It does happen, but I am confident that through this program, you'll be able to find a couple of great options, and we're going to help you by making sure that each party has the appropriate information that they need to take action, to take the first step to facilitate that fit. So again, with the, just to reiterate, each institution is different. You'll need to establish the conditions of the internship with the student. The student will, alert you of how many hours they're able to work per week. Of course, it's, I don't know if it needs to be said, but I will say, because of the pandemic, it's highly unlikely that we'll be able to do, we'll be able to see too many internships that are on site. It really is going to depend on safety protocol, and I think everybody should just expect that internships would be remote, using the tools we've all become very familiar with over the last few months, Zoom, etc., other video conferencing. So, a lot can get done that way. I managed all of our intern cohort fully remotely. I've never met them in person. We've established great relationships and gotten some really great work done. So I'm fully in support of that. That being said, of course, not everything can be done online, and I understand that. We just have this waiting game now until we can see through to the other side of this pandemic, and hopefully things will stabilize. But for now, I would say expect that any internships would be, achieved remotely. So again, if federal work-study funds and/or course credits are involved, your business will need to register as an employer partner with the school that you're looking to hire an intern from. Okay, so this is important, and this is a call out specifically to our member colleges and universities. We want to create as many opportunities for people to find the information that they need when they need it and where they need it, right? So we've built a resource bank, which is going to be, again, an online resource in Google Drive where we have all of our member colleges and universities separated out by folder, and they will need to, they/you, anyone that's on the call, will need to supply us with let's say, protocol documents that will help facilitate these matches, right? If you do want to hire federal work study funded intern or for course credit, et cetera, we want to provide at the very minimum contact information for each school's primary internship / career services rep. That way you will have somebody directly to call, because the chamber again is serving as a hub here. We have relationships with our members, but we have no way to know and keep track of all the different protocol that occurs internally at each school. So what we're going to do is make that information available to you, so that, to our member businesses, so that you can contact the school, get in touch, and do whatever you need to do to onboard as a partner. So contact information, overviews of the programs, like anywhere from 1 to 3 pages on what different types of off-campus internship programs that they have, and then any detailed documentation and prompts to get you to the finish line. Okay, so if you need to fill out a form to initiate the process, we'll give you the form. The only thing that I have to emphasize again here is that this is based on what our member colleges and universities provide to us at the chamber. So we can only make it available if it is provided to us. So we've actually put out several calls and emails to our member colleges to request this information, so that we can help furnish it to the businesses, because this is a crucial step. If you can't access information, oftentimes if there's too many friction points, people just kind of drop off, and we don't want to see that happen. We want to do everything we can to help facilitate. So I ask that any college and university representatives that are on right now, please send your resource bank materials to sashay@bronxchamber.org, and we will upload those into the shared resource bank. And again, this link to the resource bank will be going out to our member businesses, so that they can bookmark it and access it and say, oh, I really want to, I got an application for an internship that I posted from a student from, let's say, Mercy College, right? How do I go about taking the next step with them? Got to get in touch with Mercy. So let's give you the information that you need. But again, we can't do it unless you give it to us. So please furnish that information to us, so that we can get it out to the rest of the folks in our network. So I just mentioned all these. So just to reiterate, it will be a Google Drive folder separated out. And it will reside in the members only login required section of the website, and we will also be emailing it directly to those who are eligible on our email list. Okay, so what's next? How do we get started with this? If you are a business or a nonprofit who is looking for an intern, write up the description. Get it nice and fleshed out. Put a very good paragraph or two as to what exactly that you are looking for that intern to do, so that they can make an educated decision as to whether or not they should apply. Indicate all necessary documents or documentation that you want them to send you: resume, cover letter, references, etc. Of course, include your contact information. Put it all into a nice PDF. And we do have a sample internship description available for you. It is in the public area of the website, so you can get started with that. And then you can either email it to Sashay or use the Google form to submit it. And then, of course, I would recommend checking the resource bank, which again you'll be receiving a link to, or you can sign in on the website to find that. And you'll be able to see how to get started with different schools. You may want to wait. You may want to just take a gander and see, what kind of effort is involved to onboard as an employer partner. That's fine, just so you're mentally prepared for that. And you may also want to wait until you get an application from a student at one of the schools to decide if you want to become an employer partner at that school. It's really up to you. But we want to make sure that everybody has what they need to make those considerations. We do have 2 very exciting opportunities. I actually was thinking that I would have applied for one of these. I would have jumped on the chance to apply, especially for the marketing intern. IT, not so much my bag, but great, this is the future, right? CMIT Solutions of Murray Hill is one of our newer chamber members, I would say, within the last year or so, and have quickly become very involved with the chamber. And I can actually speak personally. I have a great relationship with Leslie, who is the main contact over there. She's fantastic. Her company provided IT solutions to my employer, Metro Optics. And it was just, it's a great place to work, a really exciting 2 opportunities that we have. So we're going to be emailing, again, the link to the internship postings that are available to all of our member school reps. So just keep an eye out for that. But we do have 2 really good quality internships, and these both come with a stipend built in. So, you know, they won't be going through the, probably through the federal work study or college credits mode. So it'll be a little bit more straightforward for students who want to apply. I think this would be a really good opportunity for a Bronx student who's interested in either of these fields. So excited to be able to announce that. Colleges and universities, again, please submit your events so we can get them onto the shared calendar. And please also send your resource bank documents directly to Sashay. Again, those are your write-ups, you know, what kind of external internship programs you have available, who the contacts are, and any other protocol type documents that we should add, and we will make them available to our member businesses. Yeah, check your inbox. I mean, basically, we're going to be emailing you a lot, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great resources for everybody. And I'm really looking forward to seeing some matches being made. All right, so this is, you know, you got great, I'll say, you got great gals, and then of course the chamber has 1 lone male who is working on the staff, who's part of the Back to Business NYC program. He's wonderful as well. But you know, this is the dream team right here. I've had the privilege of working with these ladies for a very long time, and I'm really excited about this new way to connect our members and to facilitate what we can do to bolster workforce development in the Bronx, because there's a lot of talent out there. You know, our students are eager to learn. They're immersed in, you know, so much right now that, you know, we can give them this opportunity to connect to local businesses. And, you know, a lot of people are kind of maybe fallow, sitting it out during the pandemic, hoping that, you know, things are going to change sooner than later, and missing out on opportunities because either they don't know they exist or because they're just too uncertain about how to go about it. So we're trying to eliminate some of those friction points, and, you know, let people know that, you know, the Bronx is still booming in its way. There's been a lot of hardship over the past several months, and you know, we're here to try to really just blast through that. So again, Sashay will be your go-to point person, of course, with my support. So please be sure to reach out if you have questions about how any of this works. And you know, we're really excited to have launched this, and we really are, you know, we need your participation to really make it shine. So we are gonna answer some questions now, and we're also going to ask that you please fill out the appropriate survey that's in the chat. There's I believe it was put in, not yet, but Dolores will put in the links to the surveys.
There was. Thank you so much, Sarah. So there's 2 different links. One of them is for our business organizations, and the other one is for our member colleges. And so we're going to move on to the Q&A portion. Again, Sarah, that was amazing. Let's see what kind of questions we have here. The first one is from Alan. Hey, Alan. Good morning and Happy New Year to you. It reads, I work at a school in the Bronx. Until the connector is up and running, is there a way to reach out to chamber members to ask about possible opportunities for my students and alumni? And there's a second part to it. It reads, to be sure, internship opportunities should be sent only to students at Bronx Chamber member colleges and universities. If so, is there a list somewhere of the members?
So, okay, there are a couple of parts to that, so I will address them. Okay, so we are officially up and running in the sense that we are intaking all internship opportunities in the form of your internship postings, right? So member businesses and organizations. If you have an opportunity, please share it with us, and we will share it directly to the colleges and universities that are part of the chamber member network. They will then share them with the students, right? So there's, we're the hub, if you will, for that distribution. Alan, you said you work at a school. I'm assuming, I don't know if I should assume that it is not a college or university. It might be a high school, just based on the way this is written. If so, at this time, the Internship Connector is solely for students at colleges and universities, not high schools. However, we are looking to pilot this as it is within our network and with the colleges and universities in our network, and then expand it further. So, we would love to have an opportunity for high school students as well. I do think it's very important. We needed to start somewhere, and so we started with the lowest hanging fruit, which is the schools in our network. We have a list of all the chamber members on our website, right, Sashay? So we can definitely point you right there to bronxchamber.org, and you can comb through. Off the top of my head, you have Monroe College, Mercy College, Manhattan College, Lehman College, Ostos, Fordham University. I mean, you have some great schools on there, so you can definitely take a look through our member directory that is on the website. Yeah, and that's who your internship opportunities will go to if you submit them. So this is just, a way for us to utilize what we have right here at our fingertips, which is our network. I mean, that's the strength of the chamber. So we want to use this opportunity to create connections between our members. That's our primary goal as the chamber. But it just, in terms of a bigger goal for the Bronx and expanding this, I will say that we just received in mid-December 501c3 certification from the IRS for the Bronx Chamber of Commerce Foundation, which is, Sashay mentioned at the very beginning of the webinar, I am a director for the foundation. Very, very, very exciting. And we are going to be eventually, once the pilot is fully off the ground, as we went over it today, we brought under the auspices of the foundation to utilize internships as a workforce development tool in the borough in a much more expanded fashion. So we're really looking to expand and enhance the pilot as presented to you today. It's going to take a little time, so we're going to get it off the ground under these auspices first. I see a familiar name in the Q&A, Dr. Ida Clark-Ramsey, who is a fabulous woman that I've had the privilege of working with in my time at Metro Optics. So hello, Dr. Clark-Ramsey. And do we have interns who are interested in working in early childhood education? I can't imagine that we don't. We don't have interns. We would be connecting you with, connecting your internship opportunity to member colleges and representatives to disseminate to their students to see if anyone will nibble at your opportunity. But I would say write it up, submit it, and we will get it out there. And if anybody wants to bite, then they will. So please send it out to us, and we will definitely see about that. Okay.
There is one other one. It was asked already. Is there a way to find out which colleges are members of the chamber? And again, you can find that on our website.
Yep. Be great. So, I just encourage anyone who is excited about, the prospect of bringing an intern into the fold at your business or organization, and you see the value and you want to get started, dive in. This is a really good time because, again, the students are not working, doing their coursework right now, right? They're on winter break. So if you take this time to develop a thoughtful internship description, get it to us, and we will get it to the colleges and universities who can disseminate it to their students. A lot of the career services folks that are involved in all of these, internship programs and other opportunities, they want their students to get hired. So they really want something like this, right? Where they can get as many opportunities as possible to provide to students who have different majors, different interests, different reasons for wanting to work, at our businesses. And so we need to just get those opportunities out to them, and then they will, they have these close working relationships as far as I've seen, because they need to get their numbers up. The success of their position depends on how many students they can help get into quality internships and then quality jobs. It's a metric that's important to them. I just saw a new question come in.
Yep, we do. Ninoska writes, my organization is in need of various interns. Is there a cap on how many interns I can hire from the Bronx Chamber?
So just to clarify, you're not hiring an intern from the chamber. We are helping send your opportunities out to member colleges and universities so that you can hire their students. Okay, so you wouldn't be hiring them from us. I just want to make that very clear. That as far as there being a cap, though, absolutely not. If you are in need of various interns and you have the means to onboard them and supervise them and make sure that they're getting some sort of compensation, either by registering with the college or university as an employer partner and hiring an intern through federal work study, which would help offset the cost, or getting college credits, or however it is that you want to do it. Godspeed, please. I think it's wonderful. If you have need for various interns, then please, we will do whatever we can to help match make through the chamber network for you. So please, if you have 5 open descriptions, then please feel free to write them up individually, send them to us. We will post them, we will disseminate them, share them. We will make sure they get into the right hands so that you can hire and students can have these opportunities. Great.
Nothing, the Internship Connector is
Great. I don't see any other questions. If anyone on here has anything to ask Sarah or myself, if you can type it into the Q&A, we'll give it a couple seconds.
And please do, if you are a member college university representative, please fill out that survey. If you are a member business or nonprofit attending, then please fill out that survey so that we can hear from you. Your feedback is vitally important because we want to make this a true asset and a utility for you. Again, we are a small organization. The chamber is small but mighty in terms of woman power. So we have built this platform in the way that we've built it in order to facilitate what we can facilitate, which is information sharing, resource sharing across the network. That's why we're not, putting together a bank of interns and doing things like that. We can't, we have to just kind of keep it as streamlined as possible, given the resources that we have. But again, I'm hoping that in the future, when we bring this under the foundation umbrella and we can, fundraise and really expand it, that we can get a lot more resources and see it really blossom. So thank you so much to everyone who joined us today. Very excited to have you on board, and we really hope to hear from you. Send us your internships, send us your events, and please, colleges, we really need your resource bank materials so that we can make sure that everybody has what they need to take that first step. That's usually the hardest one. So we're trying to smooth that out for you. So again, my name is Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us. We're looking to do this roughly once a month, while we ramp up the pilot so that we can provide this. So if and we're also going to disseminate the slides from this, and maybe even the recording if I don't hate how I sound too much. See if I allow the chamber staff to do that. But yes, Sachet is available for your questions, again, with my assistants. So we really hope to hear from you and get us your stuff so we can get this going.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you guys all for joining Again, just to echo what Sarah said, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. My phone number, I'm going to put down in the chat just so that you guys have it, but it's 718-828-3900. My extension is 1004. And my email is like my name at bronxchamber.org. And thank you. We look forward to your emails and hope to see you soon by email with with your job postings and colleges with, all the info that you need, that I would need to get out to our businesses. So have a great day and thank you again.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.